And welcome back to Zanpakuto Creation Series today on Thanksgiving. This one comes to us from J. Paul Lightfoot. And J. Paul Lightfoot asks the indomitable question. I already started the video with the image. Oh well. What is Inuyasha's Zanpakuto? Now, Inuyasha is kind of unique because he already has a weapon that is forged from something that is a part of him somewhere. It's forged from the fang of his father, who was a demon. Now, if I'm this part I couldn't remember, but I think that did get broken, and he did have to use his own fang to um, restore the blade. I think that was the case, but I actually can't remember that if that was the case. Tetsaiga, hold on. Come on. Tetsaiga, 1 second here. Tensaiga, sorry. Tensaiga. Not Tensazangetsu, Tensaiga. There we go, Tetsaiga. Inuyasha, please. Not Tensaiga Vancouver. So let me be clear about this. Reforging into a weapon. Here we go. Was later reforged after it was broken, which unlocked the Meadows ability it has. Powerful technique. This Shisoma finally accepted its potential as a weapon. Yashima's still alive. He saved Inuyasha. I don't see anything that says that Inuyasha's own fang was used to resurrect it, unfortunately. Maybe I'm wrong. Either way. So, I had to basically consider, can Tensaiga be considered his Zanpakuto, at least in Shikai? And I thought about that, and I really came to the conclusion that, yes, actually, I feel like this is probably a good representation of what his Zanpakuto is. Now, it wouldn't have every single ability Tensaiga actually does in the original. In the original series, in the manga and anime, it's capable of resurrection, the ability to restore life of the recently deceased. It's capable of spiritual combat. Obviously, it uses the wind abilities, the backlash wave, and then Meadow Zangetushu, whatever. Exits to the netherworld, recreate protective barrier. It's got a weird mesh of abilities. So I'm looking at this like, okay, Tensaiga can be the name of the Zanpakuto, but its standard form would still be the katana. It looks like it does in the Shikai form. But what does it actually do as a Zanpakuto? Like, what would his overall ability be? And I think it's basically a wind-based Zanpakuto. I think it's an elemental type Zanpakuto, where it creates basically grinding gusts of wind. Now, whereas we've talked about Naruto's, where it is in fact capable of manipulating two elements, but specifically the wind, it's just capable of manipulating wind. This one is very specifically creating giant waves, gusts, if you will, of wind as like grinding and pulverizing things it comes in contact with, grinding it into dust, if you will. So that's basically, it's like you could theoretically touch the wind from, say, Naruto's attack and just be blown back by it. You touch the wind from Inuyasha's attack, you might get blown back by it, but you'll also get completely, your hand might get shredded. So I think this actually fits well with, his kind of demonic nature being more than just, completely melee, having actually, despite the fact being a decent intellect to him. But also, being someone who wants to be able to take on any foe. At the same time, he doesn't have this wide array of abilities because he isn't a thinker. He isn't that complex, but he is someone who I think would benefit from the wind-based Zanpakuto. So that's the Shikai. What, though, does the Bankai look like? Well, first off, I should also put out that the spirit of this Zanpakuto is basically a fox yokai. That's what I think it would be. It looked maybe something akin to what Inuyasha looks like, maybe a bit more fox-like, maybe a bit more human-like. Either way, it'd be a fox yokai. But what would the Zanpakuto A be named? Well, I think it would be, first off, its name I think would actually translate from Iron Crushing Fang to Demon's Ironclad Jaw. Translating from a fang to the whole jaw of the beast, which translates to Akuma Tetsu, I butchered this one. Haisaijo? Akuma Tai Haisaijo. I might be butchering that completely. Probably. At least again from Google Translate. So this Bankai, most likely, what I think about is because we know Bankais usually take one of two forms. They're either expanding the effect of the Zanpakuto, giant effect, or they're condensing it down. A Yamamoto or Ichigo is an example there. But in Inuyasha's case, I do think it's going to be the former. I think it's going to be something that's much larger than just a grinding gust of wind. I think what happens is a tornado wraps around the Shikai. He still carries his blade, and he's basically now using a tornado as his sword. And it's still just got the grinding effects to it, except it's huge, it's powerful. And it's just, he's swinging a tornado around. And he's got amazing long-range capability, close-range capability, because who wants to go close range with a tornado? I imagine there is a scenario where he could bring the entire tornado and condense it around the blade if he needed to for close combat. There would be a risk, though, that the power contained would be very difficult to control. So until the Bankai is mastered, that's not a form he would generally use because he could probably only handle that for a short amount of time. There's also the fact that like with a lot of Shinigami characters, especially captains and characters who've got Bankai, you don't master your Bankai immediately, not right from the get. And there are categories for tornadoes. So I imagine like the first time he uses his Bankai and it's a tornado, it's maybe only an F2 or an category F or category 2 tornado, F2 or F2 or 1. Then with practice he can get to an F3. He can probably even control like the ferocity once he is actually able to access higher levels. And the obvious level beyond that to the max is an F5 tornado. That is the end-all be-all of tornadoes. And there would be no F6. He's just bumping it. I'm sure there is, if this was like a manga or an anime, and he's going Bankai, like F5. You maxed out your power. Empower Shinigami. There's nothing you can do. Maxed out my power. And you just see the close up of it, and I was like, where did you get an idea that I couldn't go farther beyond? It's like, what? There's nothing beyond a category 5 or an F5 tornado. And then all of a sudden the tornado just continues to grow. It's like, are you sure about that? Meet F6. And then I can see something like that. But yeah, I could see him both condensing tornado down onto the blade and just whipping tornado around. Now, because of that type of power, it is a very unruly with Zanpakuto. It's a very difficult one to just use willy-nilly. However, it's a Zanpakuto, if mastered, would be extremely capable in combat, no doubt about it. It would give him actually some good defense, too. I mean, he'd be able to just blow people back, keep them from actually hitting him. Ultimately, though, it's still a pretty unwieldy Zanpakuto, and it's not like it couldn't be beaten, especially against someone like, in fact, Yamamoto would be a terrible opponent for him because fire needs oxygen to, burn. So you're just firing gusts of wind. You're just causing the tornado to just light on fire. Inuyasha would be boned against someone like Yamamoto. Just because Senbon Zakura's, has God knows how many cherry blossoms to it at this point, seeing as Byakuya is a lot stronger these days. But that doesn't mean he wouldn't be able to beat Inuyasha either. Hell, Renji might even be able to beat him, given the right amount of circumstances. But still, I think it'd be a very powerful Zanpakuto for Inuyasha. I think it's a good representation of probably who he is. Very aggressive, but very soul-fast individual. Ultimately, that is my thoughts on what this character's Zanpakuto would be. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know, and we'll do a review of it at some point. I just got to do my review for the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye, which I did finally watch, and I'll be done. So happy Thanksgiving. Oh, you know what? I am so out of it, I completely forgot. What is the release command for this Zanpakuto? Can't finish this without at least letting you know what the release command is. Bite and claw. That was what the release command I gave it. And it would work towards Inuyasha's kind of motif. Anyway, that's all I got. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you folks for the next one. Have a good one.